Well, staying informed about current events helps us decipher fact from fiction and make informed decisions. But headlines can be heavy. Physician and author Dr. Samra Zafar is here with advice to navigate all of this while taking care of our mental health as well. So, thanks so much for joining us. This is especially pertinent to our viewers who are watching us every morning. Let's talk about constant exposure to news, even if it's far away and we're not necessarily connected to it. How does it affect our mental health?
Thanks for having me, first of all, and for paying attention to this such an important and timely topic. So, when we are watching things, we are consuming media, we are constantly surrounded by news that can be distressing, even if they're happening far, far away. But our brains don't know that. Our brains, evolutionary standpoint and just neurobiologically, are wired to pay attention to potential threats. So our brains are wired for that. So when we're constantly exposed to this distressing news, no matter how far away it's happening, but we experience it like it's happening around us. We experience it like it's happening to us. So what it does is it triggers our stress response. This constant state of alert can then lead to increased feelings of anxiety, depression, burnout, because we feel powerless to change anything. We feel powerless because this is happening in some other part of the world or in some other part of the country. And it's happening at a level where we can't really do anything to change things. So we feel powerless. At the same time, it affects us. And then it creates this vicious cycle of burnout and anxiety. And we don't even notice those signs until it's too late. And then we start breaking down. And this happened recently with one of my daughters. She called me crying because she had spent 5 days just reading the news and one thing to another. And, when you click on one article, it leads to another one. And she just was in so much distress. And this can happen to any of us because we want to stay informed. At the same time, we don't realize the toll it's taking on us until we actually crash.
So, what's your advice? Because, as you mentioned, staying informed is also important. So, how do you find that balance?
So I think the biggest thing is to really understand, what are those signs that I need to look for, right? And it's important to know when you're getting close to that. So, for instance, if you're reading something, if you're watching something, and you start feeling emotionally depleted, you start feeling numb, you start getting into that cycle of doom scrolling, one thing to another, you start neglecting other things that bring you joy, or you start not feeling joy in those other things. So let's say you're going for a walk, or you're cooking with your child, or you're doing something that normally you'd feel happy about, but now you're not feeling happy about it. You're not present in that situation. You're actually still thinking about what you read or what you watched. All your conversations are becoming about that. You're talking to your friends about it, you're talking to your children about it. So it's becoming part of your psyche, it's becoming part of your reality to just look for those things now. And as soon as you see something pop up as a notification on your phone, or a news thing, a news item that you watch on TV, and now you want to go down that rabbit hole and explore it even further and further, find out everything you possibly can about it. So that feeling, that almost like, that fear response, because our, like I said in the beginning, our brains are more wired to protect us from fear than to go towards things that are unknown or things that you are afraid of. So we automatically gravitate towards, oh, where's the sign of danger, where's that distress, where's that fear, I need to know about it all. And it kind of comes from a place of, I want to control it, but control is an illusion. So pay attention to those signs, pay attention and build those boundaries. So something I tell people is, whether it's my patients or my kids, try like a news-free hour. Just an hour. Commit to yourself. I'm not going to look at my phone. I'm not going to look at it. And then just go from there. And stay informed at the same time. Find joy in the things that bring you joy.
Well, we certainly appreciate the advice and we encourage healthy news consumption around here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
If you'd like to connect with Dr. Zafar, you can check out samrazafar.com.